Hold on.
At the top of your life jacket, please put that together as well.
We're upstairs, darling, on the top deck. Hello. Happy birthday, Kimmy Ramsey! Yay!
is thank you, thank you, thank you. It means a lot to me. Now, this next little ditty is an old favourite of mine. I hope it's one of yours. I first learnt it while sitting on my old pa's wooden leg. now, we want you all to chime in with a bit of R, 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 R. So let's hear you. Give me an R. Lar. Now for a bit of participation. Oh, come on, you're pirates. So start acting like it. Give me an R. How do you know you're pirates? You just are. Well, I'm going to split you all into two pirate gangs. So I'm going to split you down the middle here. On the port side, we shall call the Buccaneers. Come on, Buccaneers, give me an R. And on the starboard side, we shall call all the pirate queens. The Gilbert and Sullivans.
Boring! I have it, Captain. What about the Peglins?
I am Jake from Daniel.
Central Coast.
Daniel from Central Coast. And for the peg legs, who do we have?
Andrew.
Andrew, where are you from, Andrew?
Sydney.
Andrew from Sydney! Good fisherman, are you? How big's your rod? How small's your tackle? Right, let's go fishing! Time to count the catch. Buccaneers, how many fish do you have?
7 fish.
7 fish?
Yeah!
Peg legs, how many fish do you have?
2 fish!
2 fish! But which team has the most winning pennants? Not all the fish have them, you see. Buccaneers.
No pennants.
No pennants.
1 pennant.
Buccaneers! One pennant for the Buccaneers! Buccaneers!
2 pennants! 2
pennants! Oh, we've got more fish, so peg legs! Buccaneers, you're the winner! Hey, good job, peg legs, eh? Give me a big pirate R. R. Now walk the plank. Go on, off you go.
Let's give Daniel a big pirate R! You now have the honour of helping us get it up. Are you ready and able to pull? Yes? Yes? Good man! Now step over here and take our illustrious flag. Necessary, I assure you.
It was just a flesh wound.
Oi, come on, Daniel, you haven't got it up yet. Give me one last pull. Go on, give it a pull, quick, quick, quick. Ooh, it's a little larger than I thought.
likes a drink? Who wants a drink? Who needs a drink? So let's have 4 from the Peglegs and 4 from the Buccaneers who like to drink to come and help us. And not just men this time, we want some wenches as well. The Buccaneers are the winners! Oh, but good job, Peglegs, with the drink on your head. Well, give me a big pirate R. Now walk the plank. Go on, off you go. Oh, rubbish. And some pirate gold for our winners.
Take the gold coins and off you go. Silliest parrots you are. Arr! No more rum for you lot. Make mine a double.
Shut
Make mine a
up,
double.
you
Arr!
stupid bird. You're starting to give me a headache. I could really do with some paracetamol. Shave his belly with a rusty razor, shave his belly with a rusty razor, shave his belly with a rusty razor, and I in the morning. Oh, marvellous. It's a map of Tassie. Let's not have a mutiny on our hands over such a small scrap of land that clearly nobody cares for. Or would you rather New Zealand?
North or south?
Very different.
Of course there is. Ah, come at it, Gora, Gora,
Bear.
Trees, deserted beaches, sunshine, hot men, pristine waters, seashells, hard men, a shaded hammock, exotic fruit, hard men!
Right, sir, what's your name? Bruce. Pleased to meet you. And you are Shirley. Right, it's time to play Dress the Seaman. The aim is, you dirty people, you. Find the key, open the trunk, and dress the seaman. The Buccaneers, for the 3rd time, are the winners! Come with me, sir. Come with me. Come to me. Come. There we go. Just stand there for one. Oh, good job, Peglegs, eh? Good dear. Give me a big pirate R. Go on, R. Now walk the plank. Go on, off you go. Oh, dear. Now, you're a pirate.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the amazing chef, Kim McCosker.
Well, we better thank you so much, Sandy. We better just clarify there ain't no chef on this stage. You is looking at a cook, a very, very busy cook. So, and I guess that's how 4 Ingredients all began. So, I'm with you for the next 50-odd minutes, 55 minutes. God forbid should I be here at 11:01 and get in or interfere with Crew's bingo-ites. So, I value my life too much for that. So what I thought I might do is just spend maybe 15, 20 minutes, because I met this lovely group of people last night and they were asking me how the story or how 4 Ingredients evolved, and I was telling them, they're going, my God, didn't realise, my goodness. And it's not often that you recount the story because you're so busy as a small business owner, you know, working in the here and in the future, that you don't sort of spend much time in the past. So I thought I might just spend 10, 15 minutes and give you a little glimpse as to where I started and to how I got here today. And then I want to actually cook some stuff for you, because I find a good cruise or a good session is where you learn something from it. And often people go to me, you know, really, what can you make with just 4 ingredients? So I like to be able to, whenever I'm presenting, actually cook things to show you that there's a stack of things. In fact, you'll be absolutely amazed and overwhelmed what you can make with so few ingredients. So 4 Ingredients began as a little pipe dream, a little dream I had some years ago. I was a corporate mummy. Would you believe at university I actually did a double degree? It was in international finance and Japanese. So konnichiwa, for anyone out there who speaks Japanese. I was, in 1996, voted the worst Japanese tour guide in the history of tour guiding on the Gold Coast, but I was also the most popular because I'd whisk all my tourists out of Movie World, and before I dropped them off mercilessly at their hotel, I would stop in at the local IGA and I'd say, come on, come on, come on. We've got to go and get some barbecue shapes, we've got to get a cherry ripe, we've got to get some Tim Tams and all other things iconically Australian. So, you know, going that little bit extra to create a really nice experience for people who are visiting our country. So it's a big curveball that was thrown to me when about 5, 6 years ago I was at a barbecue in the Bar on the Sunshine Coast where my family now live. And my girlfriend, Rachel Birmingham, who I went to kindergarten with, I've known her all my life, she handed me a copy of a book she and some friends had written, a motivational book for women. And I'd never met, at that stage in my life, I'd never met anyone who'd written a book. You know, I mean, Joan Collins writes books, you know, Barbara Taylor Bradford writes books, you know, your girlfriend doesn't write a book. So I was very, very proud of her. And after 1 or 2 wines later, I said to the girls in the group at the time, oh, I've got a really good idea for a book too, you know. And they're saying, oh, what's that, love? And I said, well, a cookbook where every recipe in it is made with 4 or fewer ingredients. And it was one of those typical Australian barbecues where all the boys are over here and all the girls are over here and the girls are going like this. And as I said my idea, everyone just shut up. It was like that golden 5-second moment of pure silence. And all the boys have gone, oh my God, what's happened? And all the girls have started to go, God, that's a great idea. That's a brilliant idea. I'd buy that book. My husband needs that book. My father-in-law could do with that book. So anyway, Rachel, my girlfriend, kept ringing me saying, come on, how you going? You're writing this book. But I was just on maternity leave with my 2nd child at the time. Finance, corporate finance, it's a bit of a pressure cooker. I was just happy to be chillaxing with my kids at home and taking a bit of time for me. So the thought of starting to write a cookbook. But anyway, I said to her, will you do it with me and we'll write it together. So that year was about 6 years ago, and we went out to everyone we had ever met asking for recipes. Do you have a recipe? If I'd met you in a lift that year, if I'd met you at a swimming carnival, tennis lessons that year, I would have turned to you and said, hello, do you have a recipe with only 4 or fewer ingredients? And you would have said, what do you ask for? And I would have told you about the project, and you would have replied to me, gee, that's a good idea. So collecting the recipes for our original book, 4 Ingredients. Does anyone actually have a copy of 4 Ingredients? Oh, you do? Oh, God bless you all. Isn't that awesome? So amazing how many people it's resonated with. But, you know, collecting them very, very easy. Cooking the blasted recipes seemed to take forever because, you know, you had to get the recipe. The criteria was that every recipe, 4 or fewer ingredients, had to be cooked using 1 cup, 1 tablespoon and 1 teaspoon. had to be able to be using regular everyday ingredients and had to taste really good. The methodology also had to be explained in on average only 3 or 4 sentences. So simplifying the whole process of reading recipes and cooking. So it took us about a year. At the end of that year, we knew in the pit of our bellies we were onto a good idea, because everyone that we met throughout the course of the year asking for recipes and tips and ideas had told us what a good idea it was. And they were just people like you and me, just busy people doing the best we possibly can in a frenetic world. So when we started ringing the publishers of this fine land, this is how the conversation went. Ring, 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 ring. Hello, Murdoch Cookbooks. Oh, hi, my name's Kim McCosker. My girlfriend Rachel Burley and I have struck upon a really good idea and we've written a cookbook. Are you famous? Oh, God, I don't think she heard me right. Hello, my name's Kim. You know, the first question the publishers of Australia asked us when we called them was, are you famous? And what we soon realised is that because we weren't famous and we couldn't bring an automatic following with us to buy our product, no one wanted to publish our book. So it became very evident very early on that we were going to have to self-publish this book. Okay, enter Google, how to self-publish a book. Look. What you soon realise when you self-publish is that you also have to self-finance. So I had to go to my husband when we worked out what we needed to do this, and I had to say to him, God, you're handsome. I just love you and I would do anything for you. In my mind thinking, oh, well, within reason. Nearly anything. And I'm saying to him, oh, you're just so handsome, I love you so much, and could I have $26,000, please? We needed to print the first 2,000 copies of this little green book that the entire trade said you'd never sell. It's got a green jacket. It was so ugly. Green jacket books don't sell. There's no pictures. It's a cookbook. For goodness sake, how is anyone ever going to know what the food is meant to look like? You're not famous. You're not even chefs, let alone cooks, really. It was all this absolute doom and gloom. But to print 2,000 copies, which was way above what everyone suggested we print, because in Australia, with our small population, a best-selling cookbook will average 3,000 sales a year. 3,000 sales a year. We wanted to print 2,000, because the more you print, the cheaper the price becomes when you actually print. So we took a gamble, $2,000 to get that, to land it in our at our home. It cost me $26,000. It was about the 14th of March 2007, and this truck backed up to to the front door of my house, and delivered 2,000 books. And my husband said, well, geez, love, where are you going to put them? And I said, love, I can't think of everything. I ordered them. You've got to figure out where we're going to house them. So we've literally trucked 2,000 books off the pallet into our living room, and that's where we housed our first 2,000 books. So that first 6 months, I was literally, well, it didn't really take that long, but I was like an Avon lady. If you lived in my street, I was up and down the street with my pram, and I had all the books in the base of the pram, and I was knocking on your door saying, would you like to buy a cookbook? It's really good. It's the best potato bake you'll ever make, blah, 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 blah. So door-to-door salesman. But what happened was we wrote a press release. See, if you self-publish and you self-finance, you have no money. We had no money left over for a publicist or a marketer. So we had to self-market as well. So again, you know, what do you do when you have a product, whether it's a book, any product? You have to write a press release, because the best idea, the best product in the world is useless if people don't know it exists. So how do you tell people your product exists and the benefit it has for you if you have it in your home or your kitchen? So we wrote a press release and we started sending it out. So the very first article we did was for the Northside Chronicle. Anyone here from Brisbane? Negative. Oh, one lady. Hello. It was for the Northside Chronicle in Brisbane, and it was a beautiful full-page article, and I still remember the 2 recipes they chose to highlight. It was a chicken pie, which was genius. Does anyone make a chicken pie? How many ingredients on average is in your chicken pie? Probably about 8, so double. Stands to reason, if you can make a chicken pie with 4 ingredients, it is going to cost you less, generally, unless you put caviar in it, than if your chicken pie has 7, 8 or 9 ingredients. So this was a chicken pie with 4 ingredients, and it gets even better. The fluffy pudding, guess how many ingredients in my fluffy pudding? 3? No. 2 ingredients. 2 ingredients in my fluffy pudding. And they honed in on this raspberry fluffy pudding, and it just looked like, you just wanted to dive into it in the newspaper. So these were the 2. I also stupidly, at that point, put my mobile phone number in the article, and it was about 10 to 6 the morning that we had our first ever article editorial in a newspaper, and the phone rings. Anyway, it's Mary from Banyo in Brisbane, and I'm obviously in bed. I've got my little boy tucked up and my husband there, and I'm on the phone to Mary. Mary, don't you worry, you want 3 copies? I'll bring them right around. I'm coming now. So I got my little boy out of bed, I'm in the car, 20 minutes later, 25 minutes later, I'm having a cup of tea at 7:30 with Mary from Banyo delivering her 3 books. And then the bookstores started ringing. I've got people in here with this article, where do you get this book? Because of course at that stage, no bookstore was stocking our books because we weren't famous. So it just kind of snowballed, but as luck would have it, it was the producer of the ABC Breakfast Radio, which is a very big rating breakfast radio in southeast Queensland, Spencer Housen, 612 ABC. His producer she read the article in the Northside Chronicle, living on the north side of Brisbane, and went, gee, how do you make a chicken pie with 4 ingredients, a fluffy pudding with 2 ingredients? This is a great story. So she rang me and said, we'd like to interview you. And I thought, oh my gosh, I might never ever get the opportunity to do another radio interview in my life. So I'm quickly thinking to myself, well, let me come in studio. I'll come in studio and I'll talk to you face to face. So I cooked this beautiful big basket of muffins and cakes and slices and all this stuff. I've trucked it into the studio the next morning looking like Little Red maybe her older aunt, but anyway, Little Red Riding Hood. And it was an absolute stroke of genius, because you know what happened? Poor old Spencer, Breakfast Radio, he's been in studio since probably 3:30, 4 o'clock that morning. It's, 10 to 7, so prime time. 10 to 7, he's absolutely starving. I've walked in there with my freshly baked pot of all these beautiful, glorious goodies that's just permeating, the smells wafting through this tiny little studio, and he's just started hoeing into all this stuff. And I just had this microphone here, and like the segment was meant to go for 3 minutes. It expanded into about 7.5 minutes, and I had the microphone all to myself. Because all you could hear was Spencer going, oh, no, this is so good. No, I can't believe how many ingredients this has only got 3 ingredients. But as luck would have it, the producer of the Channel 9, there was a Channel 9 show called Extra at the time that ran throughout Queensland leading into the 6 o'clock news. And they were listening to it stuck in traffic that morning and went, this is a great idea. So before I even left that interview, they'd rung the radio station and said, we'd like to come out tomorrow and film you and the story of 4 ingredients. So, oh my gosh, it's a TV company, there's going to be hundreds of people turn up, there's going to be this, that and the other as part of, it's TV land. So we've gone all out. We've gone and hired linen, we've hired vases with these, I had these beautiful single-stemmed vases flanking my beautiful big 10-seater dining room table. I put single long-stemmed roses in it. Rachel and I cooked over 40 dishes that we laid out, presented beautifully on this, beautiful big table, because there's going to be, what's TV, there's going to be so many people. We want to make a big impression. So anyway, in come the crew of 2 people. Lesson number 1. 2 people, they're like, oh, who else is coming? And we went, oh, your crew? She's like, we're only cutting up a 3-minute segment. We went, oh, okay. But anyway, the segment ended up being about 4.5 minutes, and it was such a lovely segment. They ran it into the 6 o'clock news, which was really good for us, because just as luck would have it, the buyer of Big W was in Brisbane at the time on a convention and getting ready for a dinner, saw the article and rang our distributor and went, I'll take 2,000 copies of that the next day. So 2,000 copies, that's what we printed. you know, so I nearly had to go back down the street and get those copies back off all those people. Oh, can I have a copy back, please? Can I have a copy back, please? So, you know, the 2,000 books that was never ever going to sell through a bit of initiative and hard work on our behalf, they were gone within the first 10 days of it having landed at our doorstep, which was really good. But then I had to go back to my husband and say, oh, did you just get more handsome in the last 10 days, love? Because I needed more money to fund another print run, and this time I couldn't fund it out of China, because obviously when you start importing from China, the slow boat from China takes on a whole new real meaning. We needed books really, really quickly. I had to do it in Australia and it cost more. So before we actually took a cent of money out of 4 ingredients, one single brass razoo, my husband and I had either sold shares, pulled money out of our mortgage, we refinanced twice to the tune of $92,500. But it was a calculated risk because we knew we'd put the books out there, we knew the money was coming back at some point, but that's small business, isn't it? Sometimes you just have to take a risk and follow yourself. But people say to me, did you ever think for an instant you were on a trajectory to write a bestseller? And I said, absolutely not. I said I was just so devastated that I had to pull all this mortgage money out of my mortgage. I just wanted to repay my family's mortgage. So, you know, but you find your motivator in life, and money's my motivator. I studied it at university. You know, it's not it's a necessary evil. It makes life much easier if you have it in your life. But it's easy to earn money. I grew up in a very small country town called Mundubra, 2 hours west of Bundaberg. I wanted for nothing, but I had to work for everything. I could earn money, I could just go and get 3 jobs. It was simple, it wasn't a biggie, but I couldn't invest it, I couldn't grow it. So I went to uni to learn how to do all of that. And to pull $26,000, $91,000 out of a mortgage, I know you have to gross a hell of a lot more than that in Australia to get that net into your mortgage. So, you know, the 2,000 copies that was never going to sell anything because it's got a green jacket and they're so ugly and there's no pictures and you're not famous, you can't really even cook, blah, 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 blah. That single little title, that first little title, has now almost produced sales nearing 3 million copies. That one little book. 3 million copies. It's morphed into a series of 6 other books. We've since shot 2 TV shows for the Lifestyle Channel. They've now been sold into 26 countries around the world. We have just last week been named by The Australian as having created the biggest selling lifestyle app. So anyone who has an iPhone, biggest selling lifestyle app in Australia, which is extraordinary. We've just been invited to speak on the stage at the AdTech in San Francisco in a couple of months, because we have one of the fastest growing Facebook pages in the country, and our topic, because we have 30,000, nearing 30,000 followers. In America, that's a drop in the ocean. In Australia, it's huge. But what the important thing with Facebook is, as a connector, is that it's the engagement, and it's how many, you might have 30,000 followers, but how many of those are actively using your site daily? Our active users near 97%, which is extraordinarily high, huge. So America have seen this, rung us up and asked us to come and present at AdTech, which is short for advertising technology, and tell them how we have been able to, from global headquarters in downtown Caloundra, which is, don't get me wrong about the sizes these 2 bags put together, you know, how we've been able to successfully turn likes on Facebook into love. How we've created a community where people want to come back to and share and find information. So, you know, there's a lot of very, very exciting things. You know, our ebook catalogue has just gone live. Lots and lots of exciting things. But that's business, isn't it? You know, the first book was 4 ingredients. That's a great foundation. But, you know, business in 2012, you have to recreate or you die. And it doesn't matter whether your product's books or whatever it is that you do, whether you're self-employed or you work for somebody, you have to recreate or you stagnate. So, you know, we do so by using digital media and all other different things. But that's our little story. Take a bunch of grapes, beautiful big bunch of grapes, dip them in a thing of melted chocolate, lay them out on some baking paper. It makes a beautiful little entree or nibble as well. So there's lots of different little things that you can make. So today I wanted to do 3 things. I wanted to do a little chocolate-inspired Rocky Road. I wanted to do a little lemon cheesecake, a dessert, so a nibble, a main, my steak with mushroom ragu, and a dessert which is a lovely little take on a cheesecake. So I think what we will start with, perhaps let's start with the little, does anyone here make Rocky Road? Is anyone here, is there a husband here who would like to cook for his wife more but doesn't? There's not one husband in this room that would like to cook more for their wife? What about my husband? All right, come, where's that man just here in the white shirt? Come on, it's for you, it's really simple. I won't bite, and I'll even give you a nice gift to give your wife as well, but don't tell her, don't tell her. Oh, what's your name? Bob, I'm Kim. Bob, how are you? The good thing is, Bob, for you, I wrote a cookbook called 4 Ingredients. So that's all we've got to concentrate on, 4 simple ingredients. So what we're going to do, this is my Rocky Road, Bob. So we've got here our, let's do it all in this pan because then it'll be nice and hot. We've got, in my Rocky Road, all we want to do is take the chocolate. I'll take that off, and if you can pour that into the, do you know what, have you ever had Rocky Road before, Bob? You have? Here you go, Dad. So that goes in there, and then we're just going to simply mix with that some Turkish Delight, some macadamia nuts, and some marshmallows. That is my Rocky Road. So in with the Turkish Delight, in with the macadamia nuts, and guess what, Bob? You are nearly done. I know, so easy. The most difficult thing of our Turkish Delight, my Turkish Delight, is melting the chocolate. So if we can get that down pat, we're home and hosed. And there was a lovely lady in the front, oh, remind me about the chocolate crackles. I'm just opening them out now. I'll tell you about that in a sec. And then here's one Bob and I prepared earlier. Lumps. Yep, you can. Good question. Can you get all these ingredients at major shopping centres? You can even get most of them at, oh, we were shy a minute ago. Now I'm being interviewed. So just mix it all up, stir it all up, and then what you have at home, if you've got like a baking dish, a little bit of, we'll pop it in this one, and you just pour it into that, pop it in the oven, in the fridge for about 20 minutes until it all cools, and then this is what it comes out looking like. I'm going to cut some up, and you can make it as big or as little as you want. Now I just use dark chocolate because, you know, less sugar in, the darker the chocolate, the less the sugar is. So I figured we might as well have a few nutrients. And then you just cut it up into whatever sizes you want. And see, you could actually as well, if you had some cellophane at home, Bob, you know, and got really inventive, you could wrap it in a little cellophane bag with a pretty little ribbon, and then you could attach a sign saying, yours forever, whatever. So, love you a long time. There we go. How long have you been married, Bob? 10.5 years. Congratulations, that's fab. And there we go. And how do you usually celebrate? See, they say the way to a man's heart is through his stomach, but I reckon that's the way to my heart too. So, and that's it. Like, it doesn't have to be, you know, we're not about perfection and precision or whatnot, because when you cut it up, like, see how it cuts up here in just different shaped blocks and whatnot? So it's just an easy way to make something really, really nice. And it's the flavour, the mixture of the flavours, you know, nice little delicacies, Turkish Delight, marshmallows and macadamia nuts, you know, it's really lovely. So here we go. And we'll just cut this up, and then for anyone who would like some, my assistant, Bob, would love to take this around and share it with you all. There you go. Where do you live, Bob? Near Camden. Camden Racetrack. Camden, that's a song, isn't it? Doo-dah, doo-dah. Oh, that's Camptown. Oh, Camden, Camptown. All right, here we go. So is that in Sydney? And then there we are. How nice does that look? So who has a Rocky Road fetish in the room? Put your hand up. Here comes Bob. And ladies and gentlemen around, Bob, is there one? Is your lovely wife? Trace, what book would you like? Right, well that I can do. The original, there you go my love, best potato bake, and there we go, in that one in the vegetable section, 3 ingredients, potatoes, French onion soup and cream. Don't have to cut up the old onions, don't have to grate the cheese, it's very, very easy. So, thank you, you're welcome. I know, it's probably, I know, and I've written in it, be fabulous. I'm sure you already are, Trace. So, oh, that's actually for you, Bob. You already am. Stay fabulous, and I should have written. So there's that one. I just wanted to show you two. These are a couple that I had left over. Who makes the chocolate crackle here? Do you use Kofa in yours? I hate Kofa, and I don't hate many things in life, but do you know why I dislike Kofa? I buy Kofa, I only ever use it for chocolate crackles. So I put it in my fridge and I open my fridge up and it annoys me because I go, there's $1.20 of bloody Kofa still sitting in my fridge. You know, and it's there forever and ever and ever. So in the kids' book, does anyone have the kids' book? The best chocolate crackle recipe. And it came to me from a mum on the school run. She now works for me. She's so good with all things chocolate. But it's melting some chocolate and a bit of butter, and just pouring in either your Cokie Pops or your rice bubbles, and that's it. And it's so, so lovely. So when we were here earlier, this lovely lady just came in. She lives in the central coast of New South Wales, and she said to, oh, goodness, central coast, yay! And she said to me, oh, I bought you a cookbook for my grandson. And I said, have you tried the chocolate crackles out of it? And she said, no. So I said, right, well, here you go. So try one of these. And the other one that I wanted to show you, so that's my chocolate crackles, 3 ingredients, Cocoa Pops, chocolate, and butter. And this one here is my M&M slice. So can you see the M&Ms on the top of it? This is a packet of arrowroot bickies. Who's got a packet of arrowroot bickies at home in the cupboard? Yeah, most of us do, or something similar, Nice bickies or Scotch finger. So blend them up to create a fine meal in your blender. And then you, into a bowl, add to that a jar of condensed milk. A jar of condensed milk, and then as many M&Ms as you think that you're comfortable with your kids having. But then you just you bake it, bring it out till it's nice and golden, and then you let it cool, and then you slice it, and it is the nicest slice. So, the trick in 2011 is not what we eat, because we're all so well educated. We know what we should be eating and that we should be exercising and all the rest of it. It is the quantity in which we eat it. So make a slice like that, but, maybe just have one little piece a day with a cup of tea. Or as I do, I make it on a Sunday, and I've got it through till about Thursday for my kids' lunch boxes, because I have 3 little boys, 9, 6 and 3, incredibly active. They need a little bit of sugar throughout the day to keep their little bodies going. So there's I'll cut that as well, and for anyone who wants that a little later, you're more than welcome to try. But the easy M&M slice, really, really simple. Can anyone remember what the ingredients were in it? Arrowroot biscuits, and M&Ms, absolutely, absolutely. Who was the person who just yelled that out? That man there, 4th row, in the black t-shirt. I've got a prize for you. I know, I saw your lips move. Actually, I have a prize for him, because I was here earlier in the day and he sat down with his wife, and I said to him, in a nice cheery way, are you here by choice or under duress? Thinking he'd say, the former, and he goes, under duress. I said, oh shit, at least you're honest. So here you go, my love. Here's a little book, because you're still here. I'm sure you would have scuttled out by now. So fast, fresh and healthy. And can I tell you, no worries, thanks for coming. I did lie. Oh, it's just a little white lie. I said I wasn't going to get him out here, but I was very good. But in that book, if you turn to page 37, it's either 32 or 37, guess what the world's most Googled recipe is? Anyone come from Coffs Harbour? It is banana bread. The world's most Googled recipe consistently, week after week, according to taste.com.au, is banana bread. So about 2 years ago when I was writing Fast, Fresh and Healthy, I set myself on a mission, how to make banana bread in 4 ingredients. And it was really, really hard. You know, because for a nice, light, moist cake, it generally requires a bit of oil and, you know, some eggs and all sorts of different things. But listen to this, because obviously there's only one of those books and I've just given it away to that lovely gentleman who hasn't fallen asleep in my show. Good on you, Ted. And this, it's really simple. Take 2 bananas, and the blacker the banana or the darker the skin, the more mottlier it is, the natural sweet, the sweeter it is. So the darker the skin, the more you're able to reduce the amount of sugar that you need to sweeten the cake. So I take 2 really black bananas into a bowl. I add to that just half a cup of caster sugar. Mix them together, and this next ingredient, it's the one that tricked me up and took me ages to determine. You need a cup of mayonnaise. I know, I was like that as well. But you think about it, what's mayonnaise made of? Egg and oil. It creates a really light, fluffy result. So you need a cup of mayonnaise, mix that in, and then just 2 cups of self-raising flour. 2 cups of self-raising flour. So just whisk until combined, because you don't want to overbeat it, you want to keep it nice and airy. And then into a loaf tin, preheat your oven 180 degrees and bake it for about 40 to 45 minutes. And I swear to you, it is the nicest, lightest banana bread. Really, really nice. So I'll eat it warm out of the oven, or you know, you can slice it with a little bit of butter and golden syrup, however you want. And sometimes if I have a few pieces, a couple of pieces left over 2 or 3 days later, I'll actually take my slices, lightly bake them. I'll pop a little bit of mascarpone and some nice berries on it. Oh, it's just so lovely. So, so nice. So that's my banana bread in Fast, Fresh and Healthy. And then the other one I wanted to mention to you as well, does anyone make an apple slice?
I make your apple slice.
How good is it though? So my mum and I, we're 2 country girls, and we were just taught the leg off an iron pot. And we were at this little roadside village township one day called Kilkeven. And the ladies delivered to us with our cups of tea an apple slice. Oh, it's homemade, I hope you like it. This apple slice silenced my mum and I. We just couldn't believe how good it was. Does anyone have the red book at home? You've got to go to about page 48. Apple slice, and you know what, this is how clever it is. Go to your supermarket, local supermarket, 70-cent packet of vanilla cake mix. 70 cents, love it, love it, love it, 70 cents. Add to that about half a cup, 3/4 cup of melted butter, mix to combine, and then into, I use one of those lasagna, a lasagna tray. Line it with some baking paper, scoop it into that, 180 degrees, and you bake that base for 15 minutes. Pull it out while it's still hot. You mix together 2 ingredients, some sour cream and some stewed apples or a tin of pie apples. Mix those 2 together, pour it on top of your hot base and pop it back into the oven. I also add a 5th ingredient because recently I read where Oprah, and I figure, well, she would know, Oprah said that cinnamon is really good for your brain. So now I'm putting cinnamon in everything. In fact, I think I'm going to start showering with it. So cinnamon on the top of my apple slice, bake it for another 15 minutes, bring it out, let it cool. And in the cooling process, what it does, that base hardens up like this beautiful shortbread. So you take a bite of it and you've got this lovely, crisp shortbread and this moist, delicious, creamy apple on top. And it is just, honestly, the nicest, nicest apple slice. So for those of you who've got the red book, make sure you give it a go as well. It's one of those ones you bring out and everyone always says, oh, lordy lord, how'd you make that? And you go, oh, it's really complicated, but you're worth the effort. It's taken me ages to put together, but don't worry, I'll do it again. Okay, so what I want to do now is my steak. Do I have a steak connoisseur in the room? Oh, really? Come up here. Come up here and help me, young man. I only allow the cute ones on stage with me, you know. Bob, you were first. Here we go, yay! How are you going? I think I might need those. Now, what's your name? Adrian, I'm Kim. Nice to meet you. So, Adrian, I kind of figured, right, with a homemade steak, because what you want restaurant, well, this is what I want restaurant quality and flavour, but at half the cost. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for that at home, and I figure, okay, there's so many different ways and different methods to a great restaurant quality steak. So I think the first one, is a hot pan. Yep, a hot pan. So do you cook your steak at home on a barbie or on a pan? Either or. And where's your home? Where do you come? Oh, Narrabeen. Oh, yay! Alrighty. So we've got a hot pan coming, and then here's our steak. So we've got some nice strip steaks here, strip sirloins here today. And I'm going to do a steak with a mushroom ragu. So would you oil your steak before you put it in the pan? You put it in the pan? Okay, well, I oil it, yeah. Only because a chef told me that's what you should do. So I figured, oh, well, he's a chef, he knows more than moi. So I do that, but I don't think there'll probably be any right or wrong. There's just some salt and pepper here. So, okay, trick to quality, restaurant quality steak, really, really hot pan. And as well, it depends on the cut of the steak, but you want to bring it to room temperature, especially if it's a thick steak and you like it rare or blue, because otherwise it's going to be boiling hot on the outside and really, really cool on the inside. So bring your steak to room temperature. These are quite thin, so it probably wouldn't matter. You could probably cook these just as nicely straight out of the oven, out of the fridge, to be honest. Okay, a little bit more. You got some nice virgin olive oil. There we go. So I'm going to season. And I just seasoned today. So I recently did an interview, and they said to me, what are your favourite ingredients? And I said, to be honest, my favourite ingredient for pure flavour is good old salt. Good old salt, but just use it in moderation. So we've got some seasoning. Yep, fab. Bit of pepper. And then we'll flip them. Fab. And then we'll season this side with a bit of salt as well. And then I'll flip them again for you. And then I think these are quite thin. How long would you cook these in a hot pan for? A minute each side. All right, I'll go in on this one. Do you want to go in on that one? Do you think that's hot enough? Okay, there we go. Oh, a drop of water. Just down the end there. See my glass? You have heard it live here today, folks, from Adrian. You test your pan with a drop of water. Oh, see, that's clever. Can you see that? Did you see it sizzle? Do you want to do it again for everybody? Look at the pan. That's a good little test, isn't it? All right. Saves you burning your fingers. Okay, yes, mental note, good one. Okay, in we go. Sizzle, 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 sizzle. I'll see if we've got some nice little tongs. Yep, there we are. There we are. So what I'm going to do with my steaks, and you could just, however you wanted to serve them. But as I said earlier, this is one of my hubby's faves, is just with the mushroom ragu. So we do our steak, maybe a minute on this side, and then we'll flip it a minute, and then I just keep the pan, the residue in the pan, and then add to it my mushrooms. So cook them off a little bit to release all the fluid, and then a little bit of cream. Oh, ooh la la, it's so very nice. So, how else do you do your steak at home? Yep. 2 minutes? Yep. And do you ever do a sauce with it or a seasoning? Some butter? Pan? Yep. Oh, on the pan juices. Beautiful. There's in, I think, my red book, an Aussie steak. Has anyone ever done this? Get your steak and then put it bathe it in Vegemite. It's really, really nice. It's called an Aussie steak, and it complements the second one, which is a pommy steak, an Aussie steak, a pommy steak. And the pommy steaks, that you do your steak and you put on it your, they call it Stilton. It's a mild blue cheese, and your Branston pickle. Absolutely beautiful. So most cold stores these days you can get the Branston pickle because there's so many Poms living in. Any English people here today? Totally love you. Love that you brought Branston pickles out for us to share in. So here we go. And the other one that come to me, my pan's hotter. Yeah, the blood. Well, I'm going to flip mine. And see what you want with your steak. You want the interior. You want a nice juicy interior. But you almost want to create a beautiful crispy exterior. So that's why your hot pan and your oil, you know, that's what those two help to achieve. So my pan, and you can see my pan is obviously a little bit hotter than your pan maybe. Not for an instant suggesting mine looks nicer, Andrew. No, looks great. So that's my home. They're the I guess the little hits that I have for a nice quality homemade steak. And then you've got the touch test. You know, if you touch it and it bounces back fairly quickly. Oh, beautiful, yum. It's well done. If it bounces back slowly, it's, you know, it's more towards the rare stages of it all. So that's my steak, and we'll just let them cook for a little bit. Another really nice one that I've got with the steak is a spicy steak. So who's got some mixed dried herbs at home? Some curry powder and a clove of garlic. Mix those three together and on your steak. Absolutely beautiful. Spicy garlic steak, and I think that one might be in the gluten-free book. Is anyone gluten-free here? You are. I can see your hands just back there. Come up here, my love. Have I got the book for you? Just here. It's a nice little yellow one. That's all right. We won't bite. Oh, I've got two coming. Whoever gets here first. Come on. Up you come. Just second it. Yeah, here you go. There you are. How long have you had a gluten intolerance for? Adrian, could you just get off my steaks, love, please? Because I'll be finished. A couple of years? Oh, it's in the family. Your sister's worse than you. It's in the family. Can I please recommend the page 135, the Thai chicken with cucumber noodles. Even if you don't have a gluten intolerance, take your chicken, brown it off, and then add to it a cup of sweet chili sauce. I flavour it with ginger, sweet chili and ginger sauce. And then what you're doing with gluten, you're often trying to cut out your pastas and your breads and your things like that. So take a continental cucumber, top and tail it, slice it, flip it, slice it again so it holds up like a nice big strand of spaghetti. Gently stir it through your chicken with the sweet chili and ginger flavour. And then you know your egg fried noodles, your Chang's egg fried noodles are about $1.30 for a packet. $1.39. The purple variety of all things Chang's are gluten-free. So just as you're about ready to serve it, sprinkle over that the noodles, toss it gently, and then plate it up on a plate. Put it into the centre of the plate. A few more cucumber spaghetti noodles and some egg fried noodles over the top, and it's absolutely beautiful. Yeah, it would be very nice with the bean vercelli and a really nice crisp dry white wine. That's a fifth ingredient. That's optional. So we've got our steaks done, and then into the residue, yep, Adrian, we're going to pop our mushrooms. There's quite a few of them. See, mushrooms are 60% liquid, so you want to put them into the heat first. Oh, thank you, my love. Actually, that's it there. There we go. And I'm going to add just a little bit more seasoning to my mushies for flavour. A little bit more seasoning. 1 and 2. And there you go, my love. No problemo. And just give that maybe a minute, 1 to 2 minutes. And then I'm going to add a little bit of cream. And this is just such a beautiful, you know, it's really amazing to think that 3 simple ingredients, steak, well it's 4 I guess because your oil, steak, and then mushrooms and cream can result in such a flavoursome main, but it does. If I was at home, I'd serve this with just maybe a little bit of nice mashed potato, some green beans, and some truss baked vine tomatoes. Really simple, really elegant, really, really flavoursome, which are all key ingredients for a nice dinner. Oops. Oh, that one's a bit barbecue. Whoopsie boopsies. Never mind. There we go. Beautiful. Still cooking away. So while you're doing that, I think there's some little lemon cheesecakes. Chef Pascal somewhere. While Bob's doing that, I'm just going to, you right with the mushies, my love. I'm going to show you my third and final. So I've just taken a little muffin tray and lined it with some muffin papers. into that, what I use when I'm at home, has anyone ever bought the butter snap cookies? Yeah. Butter snap cookies, I always have them in my cupboard. Flip them upside down, so that this ones aren't it, but you could use any cookie, but the butter snap fit beautifully into the base of a muffin cup. So flip them flat side up, and then into a bowl, my 2 ingredients. So that is the base, my butter snap cookie, flipped upside down, flat side up, is the base of my little lemon cheesecakes. So into my little lemon cheesecakes, my filling, 2 simple ingredients, some cream cheese, softened cream cheese, and some lemon curd. And that is it. And that, honestly, is one of those, it's like the apple slice, that lovely lady. It's in the red book as well. It's like the apple slice. It's one of those recipes where everyone says, oh my Lord, how did you do that? Where's that lovely lady who makes the apple slice? Just there with, do you want to come up and try this, my love? I'd be interested to see what you think. So I've just taken these out of the freezer. So there's no gelatin in these whatsoever, so they're not going to hold their form. So you want to, when you serve them at home, bring them out about 5-10 minutes beforehand. Hello. Oh, one of the few things you've never made? Well, here you go. Now we'll just take them off the heat maybe, and then all you want to do into your mushies, a little bit of cream, and we'll just reduce that heat. We'll turn it off actually. There we go, awesome. A little bit of cream. And that's a really simple, stylish mushroom ragu. That is good cooking from my point of view. It's just taking the ingredients I generally already have and making something really nice with them. There we go. Here we go, my love. And it's just, you know what I love about this little cheesecake? The biscuit is the base. So you don't have to blend and add butter and let it set. You know, you just turn your butter snap cookie upside down, and what was the result? Yum. Yum. You may not have, you may hear it here first, folks. Technical terms like yum scrum. Only on the P&O. That's my little lemon cheesecake. So you just mix it together, and it just makes a really nice, smooth consistency, and then you pour it into your biscuit, and then just freeze it overnight. But it's a great one. If you're entertaining, you can do it ahead of time. And that is it. See how nice and smooth and lovely that looks? If I was entertaining at home, I'd remove the shell, I'd probably pop some blueberries and a little mint leaf on top of it. Remember, when you're entertaining, food is first eaten with the eye. If it looks nice, they might eat it. If it don't look so good, they probably ain't going to touch it. So presentation is key. But that's my lovely little lemon cheesecake. So you're very welcome. Oh, here, my love, nobody leaves the stage. Do you have my kids' cookbook? Okay, what about, is anyone in your life going to, have you got a baby one? Oh, an 8-month-old grandson. Okay, tell your daughter, your daughter-in-law, the chicken and grape puree. I know it sounds really odd, but the chicken and grape puree, my kids absolutely loved it, and it is beautiful. So you're very welcome, with love and nourishment, from one loving mummy to another. And now, I met a lovely lady last night. Actually, we were at Cruise Trivia. I've got to go, I know. We were at Cruise, the music trivia, and it was so funny. The couples, there was 2 couples behind us, and Barry, you know, they're asking all these questions, and one of the questions was, who sings this song? And anyway, the riff started, and then, it's 9 o'clock on a Saturday, and Barry behind us goes, oh, I know it, I know it, I know it. You know, like, it was so funny, like, you know, well, everyone kind of knows that one person. But it was his birthday, so it didn't matter. He could be the right to get excited by the fact that he knew that Billy Joel sang The Piano Man. So, Barry, are you here today? Oh, his wife is. You ditched him. Hi, Paula. And then we ended up having drinks with them and becoming firm friends. And Paula said, oh, I did home economics in year 8, 9, 10. Now I cook for all these farm people, blah, blah, blah. So I kept this book for you because this is book 2, and I don't know if you have it, but this has the best shepherd's pie as well in it. And it's just brownie mince, add fruit chutney to it, let it simmer and boil into a baking dish, add some mashed potato on top and beautiful Parmesan cheese and bake it. But it is the sweet and savoury in the chutney that creates the nicest shepherd's pie. So it's in this book, on page 114. So, oh, God. God, you can come back? Oh, easy peas. So, and is there a man in the room whose surname starts with D, and you don't have to come up here and you don't have to do anything? Is it? Really? Oh no? Oh, you liar.
Over there.
D. Oh, it's you? Come up here, young man. Because I wrote this out. This was my first ever colour title for Ingredients Christmas. And unbeknownst to me, we'd already given one to my middle child's teacher. And I wrote on it, Dear Mr. D and Family. So I've been trying to give away this book ever since Christmas. I thought, oh, surely someone will be here today called Mr. D. Dear Mr. D and Family, happy entertaining. So the Rocky Road I made today is in this one as well. But there's a million different little things. Like, look at this, folks. Cherries are still in season. I don't know if you can see it, but how pretty is that? You just dip your cherry in some chocolate, put it on some baking paper, chill it, bring it out and serve it, and everyone goes, oh, God, how'd you do that? You go, oh, it's pretty simple. But anyway, lots of really nice little things in there. So there you go, that's for you. You're welcome. And Adrian, this is for you, one of my kids' books. Thank you so much for your help. Oh, you're very welcome. Folks, I've got 2 more gifts. That's my steak. You can see the nice ragu. You pour that on your steak. It's absolutely beautiful. Trust me, you'll love it. You'll cook it again and again and again for both your family and when you entertain. These are 2 packs of Gourmet Garden Herbs and Spices. This little Taiwan just won International Herb and Spice of the Year. If you have not cooked with this before, do so. It is absolutely beautiful. To all of you who have put your name down to come to my private cooking classes today and tomorrow, I will be showing you how to make with 2 other ingredients the best Thai marinade ever. I'll be in your life for a long time with this one. So I've got 2 packs with 6 herbs and spices and fridge racks, and also hot off the press, not yet even in stores. It goes on sale next week. Well, not on sale, it's actually gift with purchase. So next week at all Coles stores around the country, you buy any 2 Gourmet Garden Herbs and Spices in a tube and you get this cookbook for free. So I have 2 packs up here. Who would like them? What are you prepared? What are you prepared to do to get them? Anything? No, I need more than anything, people. No, I don't want your naked body. I have my husband's. That's what I'm one in my life that I have to deal with. No, I need something else. What are you prepared to do? No, I don't want your daughter. You can keep your daughter. I have 2 sitting up here that I'm going to give away. What are you prepared to do?
I'll leave one.
No. Wash up. No. I need something. Come on. I need 2 people to do something.
Oh, Dad. Give you a rest.
No, you're not. No. They're sitting here. If you want something, what do you do? If you want something, what do you do? You get up off your ass and you... And that's the lasting point, I guess. People say to me with my journey that's been 4 ingredients, how lucky you are. There has been a little bit of luck, absolutely. But do you know what? Success is there for anybody in this country called Australia if you are prepared to work hard and take action. A great idea. You know, I can't tell you how many beautiful people I meet with the most fantastic ideas, but very seldom do they see the light of day because they just don't take action. So let me be inspiration for many of you out there today that when the next time someone says, if you want this, what are you prepared to do for it? Just get up and go and get it. So outside today also the P&O Holiday Cookbook is for sale, $40. Just won the travel category of the International Gourmand Awards in Paris. So it must be something really very, very nice in it. So a beautiful memento as well. So $40 outside today. My name is Kim McCusker. I've overextended my time. I'm creeping into cruise bingo time now. Thank you so very much. Sorry we didn't get questions and answers. Hope to see you at my private cooking classes today or tomorrow. Happy cruising.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Jennifer and Leanne and all